The third week of September is known as asthma's peak week. It's because when doctors say they see the most asthma attacks across the country, and September as a month is the worst in general. Health officials say 25% of hospitalizations for kids with asthma generally happen around this time of year. Doctors say there are things you can do, though, to avoid asthma triggers, including even keeping your windows closed if you have fall allergies for things like ragweed or mold.
Make sure that you have healthy indoor air, so clean air. So use a certified asthma and allergy friendly air cleaner inside, because you spend 90% of your time indoors.
Including sleep. Officials say to get a flu shot this fall to try and stay healthy. And the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America just released the list of most challenging cities to live in with asthma. Detroit, Cleveland, and Allentown, Pennsylvania made the top 3. Nowhere near here very high on the list, which is good. A government watchdog report found the Food and Drug Administration's rush to authorize COVID tests early in the pandemic came at a potential cost to test quality. The report from the Department of Health and Human Services found the first 5 months of the pandemic, the FDA issued more than 100 emergency use authorizations for COVID-19 diagnostic and antibody tests. Many worked great, but the rush led to some problematic tests being used. And once those tests were on the market, the FDA had a hard time and had to take further steps to address the issue. The report noted the FDA concurred or agreed with its recommendations. The White House is taking steps, expensive steps, to combat the country's drug problem, announcing nearly $1.5 billion will be used to fight substance abuse. The grants will be used to fund prevention, treatment, recovery, and harm reduction services. The Biden administration is also planning to host a National Recovery Month summit that will celebrate those who are recovering from substance abuse. Officials say the U.S. has seen 108,000 fatal drug overdoses over the past 12 months. That's a new record. This is still our shot video. Stick around. Jim's back in with one more look at your weekend weather planner when we come back.